Hello everyone, my name is Jacob and today I shall be building the Sikorsky S-22 Ilya Muromets heavy bomber in Minecraft. So, you may have never heard of this plane before, but it is a very cool one, I guarantee you. Today we are building this World War I heavy bomber. You know that those kind of bombers weren't very common in World War I. That's what makes this thing even more special. And what it also makes it special is that it is the first purposefully built bomber ever to be built. Also, it was one of the biggest planes of the time. It was a commercial airliner before the war. It was designed as that, and the whole family of these planes was. But when the war came, they redesigned the plane, improved it and made it into a strategic bomber. It is the first plane in the world to be equipped with 4 engines at the time, as you can see. And it also was, I think, the first one to have a tail gunner as well. It wasn't a very common plane because I imagine they were quite expensive to build. But of course, I didn't tell you. This plane was in the Imperial Russian service during World War I. So basically, until the revolution. Well, as I said before, it was a sort of a first in a lot of different areas. And that's why I found this thing really interesting, and also the size of it. You can see it compared to a sort of pretty large, actually, triplane here that I've built. You can see it's absolutely massive. So anyway, I think it is time that we built this thing. Now we're just gonna start on the front. I think that's gonna be the easiest. We're gonna do the front and we're gonna do the whole fuselage first, and then we're gonna do the wheels. So the wheels, the wings, I wanted to say. Anyway, of course I'm building this in the air because pretty much all of the World War I and most of the World War II planes, it has the main landing gear underneath the wings, and then it has one wheel at the back. That's pretty much just because of the piston engines that these planes had. Anyway, we're not gonna get into that topic some other time. So anyway, let's start on the front here. We're gonna start with the cabin, the cockpit. Also, I didn't say this was the first plane to have an enclosed passenger compartment. And it was quite a luxurious sort of airliner, and that is pretty cool. That was even before the war, so you know that was really early in the airplane days. So anyway, we're gonna build this just like this. So we're gonna have a slab sort of row on the bottom, like so, and we're gonna have blocks on the side. Now the reason I'm building this with sandstone is that it is the sort of right color for this plane. I'm not sure why it was colored this way, or if it was even colored this way. I found a picture of a replica that was this color, so I just decided to build the plane in this color. But I'm not sure if it really was this color or it's just a replica. Okay, so we're gonna add some glass to the front. Like so, and put a divider there, like that. Okay, and on top we're gonna have some slabs like this. This is gonna be the area the wing connects to as well. Okay, so this is pretty much the front of our plane. As you can see, it doesn't look particularly modern, but it is a very big improvement over the open cockpit planes of the time. So that's pretty cool. Continuing, we're gonna extend this bottom sort of slab row a little bit more. Now the whole length of the fuselage is 17 blocks. So we're gonna sort of stagger it upwards a little bit. Okay, so let's do a little bit more of the sides as well. Extend that a bit, like so, and the other side as well. On the top, we're just gonna fill it in right here, and then we're gonna slowly sort of stagger it downwards. I'm gonna have to take a look at what the length here is exactly. Okay, so we go 5 blocks away from the wing. That's like there. And then we go 2 blocks further than that with the slabs, so like so. And then we just bring it sort of together, bring it a bit closer, and make it into a nice sort of fuselage ending here. So I'm gonna have some slabs on the bottom, on the top here, sorry, and they're gonna be something like this. We're gonna have a 3-block sort of row here without the bottom slabs, and then we're gonna go and place down a couple more blocks of sandstone, and this is gonna be our vertical stabilizer. So we're gonna just build it up here. We're gonna have another row here and a slab on the bottom, on the top, sorry, like this. So we have our basic sort of shape. It sort of looks like a helicopter, which is kind of odd, but when we add the wings, it's gonna look proper. Let's add the horizontal stabilizers as well. So these are gonna be on top of the bottom block here, and they're gonna be 4 blocks long, like so. And then we're gonna have a row of 3 slabs on the back here, like so, and on the other side as well. So these sort of protrude backwards from the end of the fuselage, so we get this sort of distinct shape. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the tail. Let's build the wings and put some engines on them. So the wings, as I said, are gonna attach right here, so let's just extend that. We're of course gonna have bottom and top wings. So the length of the bottom wing would be 21 blocks, so that's basically 10 on each side if we leave out the middle block. Okay, I think that should do it, and do the other ones like so. And of course we're gonna have to do the same thing on the other side. On the top side we're gonna go 14 blocks to each side, so 10 and then 4 more, that was 3, there we go, and just extend the rest of it. Now both the bottom and the top wings are 3 slabs sort of across. So let's do the other side, which is going to be of course the same. So 10 blocks to here and then 4 more blocks like so, and just extend the rest of them. There we go, and that's pretty much it. As you can see, we have our nice shape, nice wing shape here, and it's starting to look like a nice plane. We're gonna have to add some stuff for it though. So first of all, of course, we're gonna add some connecting struts and the engines. Now the connecting struts go sort of, they start 1 block away from the fuselage, like so, and we have one in front and one in the back, and we have a block of clearance, and then we have another sort of row of clearance, and we have another sort of set of these struts right here. Now in between these struts there's going to be an engine, so we're going to put that in a bit later. but we're gonna continue this all the way to the end of the bottom wing, like so. And we have our wings connected. Let's do the same thing on the other side, and then let's install some engines. So we're gonna have to have a block in between so the posts don't connect to each other, like so. And one more. There we go. Okay, so let's put in some engines. Now, as I said, this is the first plane in the world to have 4 engines, and so we're gonna have to install all four of them. So they go in between these posts, like so, and here. And on the back we're gonna have some note blocks like this. These are actually the radiator grills. Okay, and on the front, of course, some propellers. These are 2-bladed propellers. They are not very sort of imposing, but they do the job. Because there's 4 of them, they don't need to be as big. Anyway, that's pretty much it for our engines and that all stuff. I'm gonna add a couple of levers to the sides. Of course, on the real one, these would be actually V8 engines, and I think they were quite powerful for the time, at least. It was quite a powerful airplane. That's pretty much the reason why it was quite a successful bomber. It could take quite a lot of bombs. So anyway, because I cannot add 8 of these things, I've just added 2 to each sort of engine, but it sort of brings a little bit more detail to the whole thing. Okay, so anyway, what I've forgotten, of course, is to put a rear landing gear on the rear tail, and also we're gonna have to build the front landing gear. This is gonna be done by sort of extending this. So actually, I should say, we're gonna replace these blocks underneath the posts here. So where the closest posts are to the fuselage, we're gonna replace the blocks underneath them we're gonna replace the slabs underneath them with full blocks, so we have somewhere to attach some more slabs, like so. Of course, these slabs are gonna hold on the landing gear, but we're gonna do the same thing on this side. Of course, replace blocks, so we can add the struts on this side as well. I've just flicked that lever. Okay, so struts, and in between the struts we're gonna put some wheels, like so, and on the other side as well, like so. On the real plane, these would be sort of connected as well with this interesting arch of sort of struts. I can't really do that in Minecraft because everything I have here to work with is a little bit too thick, and would look quite odd. Of course, the tips of the wings would be connected as well with a sort of diagonal strut, but of course I cannot really do that as well. If you want to, you can build it out of slabs, but it doesn't really look the best. It sort of looks like it's way too thick for what it should do. But anyway, I think that's pretty much it for this plane. It is a very cool plane with a very interesting and innovative sort of history. It's a shame that more of these things weren't built. I think there was like 80 or something built in total, but that's pretty much just how it was. I imagine that these planes having 4 engines each would be quite expensive, and after the revolution, Russia was in no place to build more of these planes. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed building this thing. and if you did so, you can press the like button and subscribe to my channel. You can also check out my other videos. I have a couple of triplanes, as I said before. There should be some biplanes down there, and some other more modern airplane designs. So anyway, check those out, and I will see you next time.